said, she said, another episode. Hi, Tommy. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. So we're getting the house ready for Christmas. We have some Christmas stuff going on. I think we did the last one too a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of a process, because we never have enough time to fully do it at one time. But anyway, it'll get done.
And I have the sauerkraut is cooking in my place, and it's good.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Christmas and New Year's.
It is. Yeah. It's the end of 2020. Hopefully 2021 brings us much better things. We sure hope. Anyway. But anyway, I thought it would be fun for us to start talking about the structures that we find in the woods when we're out looking for Sasquatch or cryptids or whatever. And for me, we find there's several different types, but the one that I think is interesting are the big X's that we find. Don't you?
I do. I spend a lot of times looking for those things, and it's amazing. They're everywhere once you know what it is to look for. And what do they mean? I really don't know. And they're just, I don't believe that they just happen. No. And nor do you, because I see you're always out doing your research and stuff, and they're there.
Well, and what's interesting about here in Minnesota is that we find them more in northern Minnesota than we do down here. So we have our couple research areas here. I don't know that I think we probably found one or two X's. One was just a ginormous, it must have been 20 feet to the X, and we looked it out and made sure it wasn't just a couple of trees that were whatever, and it wasn't. But most of the time we find them up north, and we just found one that was, it was huge. It was absolutely huge. What we notice is that sometimes, almost all the time, they're surrounded by other structures as well. Like the one that we just found up north a few weeks ago, there was arches near it too. It was like adjacent, like right in a line. Well, have you found that too?
I never have saw them in a line like that, but I have heard of other people saying that too. People say that that's a marker for water or for hunting grounds or for all kinds of different things. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a directionary marker. That's what I've said. That's what I think, and I know we put, when we discovered the last one, because it was so enormous, we posted the video too, because we usually have a video going at the same time. And, I just said, what does everybody think these are? And I know another researcher here in Minnesota said, well, I, like you, think that they're directionary too. So I think that, especially the big ones, most of them are pretty big, don't you think? I don't think there's very many small ones.
Oh my gosh. I do see some little ones too, but they may be, they may not be. Yeah. But I see some big ones. And it's like, this is absolutely placed here. And it's by someone that's way, way, way bigger than I am.
Because how can they do it? And the thing is, sure, a wind can come through there. They can push trees down, but not together like that. If it was a wind, they would both be going this way, not one coming this way and one coming this way. Right. Like that last one we found. And the last one we found, I hope we can put a picture of it in here. We'll put some pictures in amongst the video too that we both have. But that one was like it was like two trees that had been pushed to make this X. And in the middle, so these trees, there was a pine tree in the middle, right? And then the one tree was just beautifully placed in like a V of another tree at the top. Amazing. And each of the trees had to have been at least 20 feet long. And it was probably up to the X from one of us. I bet we measured. It was between 10 and 12 feet. I can't, So, that is huge. It was big,
The other thing too is, like, you have a grove of trees, and all the trees in the pile are like this, they're like that. They're all the same kind of trees. And then there's one. Yeah, it's
You can tell. And like I said, normally we find arches with them. I know those ones because when we did the show from when we were up north in August, and that was when we found all those structures. There were X's, there were teepee structures, there were arches, there were stars, everything under the gamut was there, you know, and those X's were pretty big too. But yeah, sometimes you find just an X, but for us, normally we find them with the arches. But what I think is so bizarre is that they're so much more prevalent in northern Minnesota than they are down here. So we're in central Minnesota. Our research area is about 45 minutes north of here. And like I said, I think we've only found one X in both. We have two areas that we look at. And that was in one, you know? So what are they? I mean, I just think they're fascinating, you know?
Yeah, you know, and like you're not even talking about the Scanicum stars, which are the most awesome thing in there.
Yeah. That's like finding a diamond when we find those, right? Because those are so cool. I mean, they're like just so intricately laced, and they are amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we very rarely find those. Those aren't, when we do find one of those, it's like, woo, look at this.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, fascinating.
Yeah. This has me thinking that I'm going to have to go out and look for some stuff today, too, as a matter of fact.
I think you should. I think you should. I know Carrie and I are going out because I want to show her these things. I think we talked about it on the last episode about the structures that I'm finding here in regional parks in the metro area. We're going to go look at that. So, but next week we'll be hitting the field again because deer hunting firearm season is over now. So we're safe to go back out there. We're safe to go out there. So I think a bunch of us are going to go. We haven't been to our research area for all summer because we've been going north for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why, but we kept going up north to researching in our own backyard. So we'll be going up there too. But it's always fun to return and look at these things once we've found them because they're different. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're the same, but sometimes they're built on. Maybe there's more structures around them then, or maybe nothing at all.
You know, there's one place where I found a real tall one like that one that you said, and the next time I went back, it was gone. It was completely gone. And I was like, huh. I mean, it wasn't on the ground. It was gone.
Yeah. So, and these timbers are big. They are big. You know, we've talked about this. And even to build like a teepee structure, which we did in our research area, it was tough. And I know we're a bunch of girls, right? I understand. But to drag those timbers to make those things, and like that X that we just found, those trees were, you know, this big around, you know, so how do you push them and get them just in the right spot so that it's right in the V of that tree, for example? And then there's that pine tree right in the middle. It was just so amazing, you know? And then there were the tree bows on either side, or I think it was just on one side. But I know, I can't wait to get back up there and look at that one. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just what are they? I know the X's are just fascinating for sure. But yeah.
The other thing too is like I went down to Coshocton, Ohio, and I was with Jay Fouch and the guys down there, and we were walking across the woods down there, and he's like, "Hey, Tommy, check it out, Scanicum star." I was like, and there it was. It was just like the ones that we have here. It was just like the ones that you have at your place.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're rare. I mean, like we just said, they are the rare things. And when we find them, it's like, wow, these are so cool.
Yeah.
You know? And remember when we talked to gosh, the guy in Georgia, what's his name? I'm sorry, I can't think of his name. Hal. And he was talking about the first one that he had seen too. And he said, oh my God, the engineering it takes to make one of those stars, to make it last. Because now I gotta say, we found two in that one area that we did last August, but there was a huge wind that went through there and half of the structures are down, including one of the stars. I was really bummed. I was like, really? But it was pure wind. And I'm not really sure how that happened because, like we said, they're so well built. But there were so many trees down. It was like, you wouldn't even recognize the area. So I guess it must have been just a cyclonic force kind of thing, But they just weather, because we always look at, when we're in an area where we know there is one, we always go look. And usually they're there, looking just the same as they did the last time we were there. So I couldn't do it. I don't know about you, but I couldn't make one like that.
And there's a fantastic X right from here. It's like literally like 2 minutes on this hill, and I mean, I just drove by it and I looked. I was like, "You got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me!" There's an X there, and I mean, it is just awesome.
Mm-hmm. X marks the spot. Maybe they're telling other Squatches that there's a chicken coop nearby.
I bet that's it.
I don't know. But yeah, I think it's fascinating, these X's. What do they mean? And why do they always have I shouldn't say always, but sometimes they have other things with them, like the tree bows for sure, So, but yeah, so cool beans. Next time we'll talk about some of the other structures that we find, but they're not natural. That is for sure. That's all I'm saying. Because, we look, I know you look too. We look at all possible things that could have happened to make that, whatever it is we're looking at. And it almost never is, So interesting stuff for sure. Yep. Just one of the things that we find out there in the woods.
That's for sure.
Another episode. On to the next, as they say. On to the next. Thanks, everyone, for watching. If you have any comments, of course, please put them in the comments or get a hold of us, because we'd love to hear your ideas about what those X's are all about. Until next time, bye.
See you later. Gonna burn this mother down. People try and run, flee in vain, climb over anyone gets in their way. And when the lightning comes down, when the lightning comes down, when the lightning comes down, it's gonna burn this mother down. Yeah. When the lightning
lightning comes down, when the lightning comes down, it's gonna burn this whole damn town. It's gonna burn us to the, it's gonna burn us to